Hey guys, yes, it is 7:55 p.m. Pacific time. Just finished watching WrestleMania, and I'm gonna tell you, it was a tale of two nights. I mean, last night was good. There's no doubt about that. It was a good night. I mean, it did feel a little off. Don't get me wrong, and I think, despite what some people may say, the weather, did play a factor in some of those areas because it was a lot colder than it was today. And what I mean is, yesterday, they competed in basically at the time that they started, at 54-degree weather, and with the wind, the wind chill made it feel like it was 47. And as the event, the first night went on, basically it got colder, and it went from 54 to 52, and went from feeling like, because of the wind chill, 47 to 46 to 45. It felt very cold. There's no doubt. No doubt whatsoever. And, it was, again, it was an interesting first night. I mean, Rhea beat Becky Lynch. I thought the match was good. They followed that up with the six-pack tag team ladder match for the titles. Loved that match. It was fun. Very fun match. Basically, they did exactly what a lot of people felt, I should say, was going to happen. They split the titles. So now you have Raw Tag Team Champs and SmackDown Tag Team Champs. You have the Awesome Truth, R-Truth, and Miz on Raw. And you have A-Town Down Under, Garrison Waller, and Austin Theory as the SmackDown Tag Team Champs. What else did they have? Let's see. Oh yeah, they had Sami Zayn beat Gunther. Gunther's reign ended at 66. And get this, his reign ended, Gunther, as the Intercontinental Champion, ended at 666 days. Everybody now is seeing exactly what I tweeted. And that is 666, not a good number. And the moment, when you think about it, the moment they were touting that, it's like, oh yeah, he's losing. If they make that part of his character tour, it's like, oh man, if I hit this number again, I don't want to be champion. That'll be that'll be interesting. We'll see what happens though. But yeah, they did. They had Gunther. Like I said, they had Gunther lose to Sami Zayn. They had the tag match, if you will. They had the 6-woman tag match. The big three, as they're being called: Jade, Bianca, and Naomi, defeating Damage Control. And it was not an overall good night for Damage Control. We'll put it that, or good weekend, I should say, for Damage Control, if you will. It was not a good weekend for them, whatsoever. It was not a good weekend. Overall, it just, for night one felt okay. Some would say it felt flat. It didn't, but it felt okay. It felt fine and everything. And I'm trying to make sure I get everything right for night one. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, and Rey Mysterio and Andrade defeated Santos Escobar and Rey's son Dominic with the help, believe it or not, of, Jason Kelsey, who's now retired from the Philadelphia Eagles, and I can't think of the other guy's name. Like I said, Sammy beat Gunther. He beat him. A-Town, Downtown, and Awesome Truth won their tag titles. Rhea Ripley beat Becky Lynch to retain her title and everything. And in the Bloodline, in one of the longest matches of WrestleMania of the weekend, I should say, one of the longest matches of the weekend, you had the Bloodline Rock and Roman beat Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, where it ensured that tonight's matchup would be Bloodline rules, which it was. Then we had tonight, which was better because, like I said, as the evening went on yesterday, the temperature dropped to where it went, like I said, from 54 degrees to 52, and the wind chill made it feel like 47, 46, 44, stuff like that. Today was different. The wind wasn't a factor that much. It was 61 degrees when they started. I'm sure it went down to like 57 or 56, which isn't bad. And the entire second night I thought was good. You had Drew McIntyre defeat Seth Rollins clean in the middle of the ring for the world title. Then you had, because he was taunting CM Punk with it and everything, kind of being that tweener, if you will, it cost him because CM Punk then basically leg swept him with his arm, took off his arm brace, whacked Drew in the face with it, And this allowed Damian Priest to come down, cash in, and become the new world champion. So we had 2 World Heavyweight Championship changes in a matter of 18 minutes, if you will. I think that's the time they gave it. I'm looking at Wikipedia. I think that's the time they gave it, right? No, actually, in the span of about 10 minutes and 40 seconds is what it is. In the span of 10 minutes, 40 seconds, we had 2 title changes. Damian Priest is now world champion alongside Rhea, who's the women's world champion still. So Judgment Day does have the 2 world championships on Raw, so they're running Raw. They're running Raw, so that's good. That's good for them. Then we had the Pride defeat the Final Testament in a 6-man tag team Philadelphia street fight. They had Bubba Ray as the special referee, and they had Snoop Dogg on commentary. Bubba Ray did get involved because Karrion Kross got in his face for not, counting what he thought was a 3. And even in defeat, I will say this: the Final Testament, Karrion Kross's group, looked good. I don't know what happened at the end with AOP, but it's like as soon as Montez Ford took them out, the Street Profits took them out, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe they got knocked out legitimately or there was an injury or something. I mean, Par Ellery's just walking around going like this, like what, what the hell? What's going on here? But in the end, because again, Karrion Kross got in Bubba's face, it cost him, and he got put through a table and everything by the Pride, and they ended up winning the Philadelphia street fight. You also had B-Fab, Russian leg sweep Scarlett, off the apron and through a table. So it was physical, it was violent, but not as violent as I think it could have been for, Philadelphia. I mean, I'm thinking, couldn't they just incorporate, maybe a flaming table to, give the crowd something ECWites to like. Then we had LA Knight win over AJ Styles. AJ has a, new theme where, it starts out with his voice saying, "You don't want none." And then it goes into kind of a different, I guess you could say, alternative music, version, alternative new version of his, "They Don't Want None." So I thought that was cool. I got a feeling we're going to get the OC reunited on SmackDown this week, with Styles and Luke and Carl and Mitchin being heels now. Then we had Logan Paul defeat Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Thought it was good, very, very good match and everything. Logan, I'll give him credit. He's definitely playing up the, I guess you could say, the smug, heelish tween, if you will. Like, he's a heel, but he tries to act like a heelish babyface, if you will. Like, he'll, he won't matter what people think of him, but he'll play up like, hey, I do like you, I do like this place, but here's what's wrong with it, and here's why you can't be the champ, and all that. Then we had Bayley defeat Io Sky in a good women's match and become women's champion. Bayley has a new remix of her theme, so that's good. And then Cody Rhodes finished the story tonight. He did. He defeated Roman Reigns in a little over half an hour. 33. I think it clocked in at 33 minutes? 33 minutes, I believe it clocked in at. Let me check. Yeah, 33 minutes, 25 seconds. He defeated Roman. As expected, you were gonna have some involvement. And for a while, it wasn't that way. You did get some weapons, announce tables being broken, well, not tables, but announce tables, candlesticks being broken and all that. What also was interesting is who got involved. So first Jimmy got involved, and then Jay, his music played. He took out Jimmy, speared Jimmy off the ramp through a table, so they got taken out. And then basically, just when it looks like Cody's going to hit a crossroads on Roman, here comes Solo. And despite all their efforts, Solo doing like 2 spikes, doing a spike with Roman, a spike spear combo. That didn't help. And then all of a sudden, John Cena comes out. John Cena comes out, takes out Solo, so he's out of the equation. Then The Rock comes out, and we get basically sort of a twice, I wouldn't say twice, but Trice, if you will, the, TRICE, Trice, the 3 times in a lifetime kind of moment between them. Rock bottomed him. And then all of a sudden, just when it looks like he's about to whip Cody, all of a sudden you hear gong. Lights go out, lights come on, Undertaker's there, Rock turns around, shocked, he gets chokeslammed, taken out of the equation. And then basically it's just inevitable from there. Cody is able to block a spear by Roman, and basically hit the crossroads 3 times to become champion. Oh, and even before that, you had the Shield music play. And everything. And this is before Undertaker came out. And Rock's looking around thinking, okay, where are you? Where are you coming from? And just as Seth is about to hit Rock in the back with a chair, Roman, ends up intercepting him with a Superman punch. And then, like I said, the Undertaker, comes out, the lights go, you hear the gong, the light goes out, comes on, he's in there, he choke slams Rock. And then, Roman, then the lights go back out again, and then Undertaker and Rock are out of the ring. And then Roman, he's in the ring, he sees the chair, Cody sees it, Roman gets it first, he gets on his feet, and then he's right in the middle of the ring, and he's looking at Cody, he's looking at Seth, who's trying to stand up on the rope, and you can just see this look on his face. He has the chair in his hand, or in his hands, and he sees Seth, and he's got this look on his face like, oh, I've been waiting for this for over a decade. Bam! And he, instead of hitting Cody, he hits Seth because he looks at the chair, sees Seth in the Shield outfit, and he's like, oh, and he just gets this, like, I guess, flashback, kind of like PTSD, or PTSD, if you will, and he just whacks Seth right in the back because, again, 10 years ago, Seth turned his back on the Shield, doing the same thing. So this was like 10 years in the making. But this basically cost him in the end because then, like I said, as he put the chair down, and instead of using it on Cody, he went to go spear Cody. Cody hit him with a knee, did 3 crossroads, and the 1,300 day plus reign of Roman Reigns is done. The bloodline is no longer with the championship. They are championship-less, believe it or not. And the group right now that's basically, living up to what they said, that has power, but on the Raw brand as of right now, is the Judgment Day. Yeah, the Judgment Day has the world title and the women's world title. And, obviously the bloodline losing and the Judgment Day succeeding, you can kind of see the shift there. Like, okay, Judgment Day is going to be the new bloodline possibly. I don't think Damien's going to keep, the world title as long as Roman did. But, at least it does solidify, hey, this is the Triple H era. And I loved that about this weekend. Everybody, and this is no joke. This is no freaking joke. Everybody was talking very highly about this being the Renaissance era, the Triple H era. You had Triple H kick off last night's WrestleMania, or yesterday's WrestleMania. You had Coco Jones perform the Star Spangled Banner. You had Warren Treaty perform God Bless America today. I mean, it's just, you can just tell it's an entirely different vibe. You really can. And if that's not enough, you have Stephanie McMahon come back tonight. And she got a big ovation. It's like, oh, thank you, God. And I was happy to see her because despite how you feel about Stephanie, even when she was a heel, I'm telling you, Triple H was the best thing that happened to her. He brought the best out in her, and that's a fact. And if you want to clip this and tweet it to her, go ahead and tweet it, because I mean it. Triple H is Paul Levesque is the best thing that happened to Stephanie McMahon, period. I am not denying that. And she just got a rousing ovation. Everybody was happy to see her. And yeah, you could just tell the vibe was different. And the way the commentators, reacted when Cody won, what they said about pro wrestling is back. I love pro wrestling and all that. And that's coming from Corey. That's coming from Michael Cole. That's coming from Pat McAfee. You can tell it's a new era. It's the Triple H era. It's the Renaissance era. And I'm happy for it. And you know what? I might just be tuning back into wrestling on a weekly basis now. How's that? How's that? And I might start tomorrow night with Raw. I might. But yeah, I'm just happy. I'm just happy about it. I kind of almost messed up on myself today because I was, I was holding my remote and I put something down and I accidentally hit the Hulu button on my remote because I got my it's the remote to my smart TV, and I went to Hulu, so I had to switch back to Peacock, and I only missed like a second, or like a few seconds of the U.S. title match and everything. But damn, was this not a despite again what you feel about yesterday's WrestleMania or WrestleMania Saturday, if this was not proof, as I've said before about the Hall of Fame class, as I've said about those like Charlie Dempsey, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler being able to go and compete at GCW and other outlets. If this is not proof, Vince McMahon is gone. He is out of here, period. I don't know what does. Because I'm telling you right now, I said it before, I'll say it again. I believe Cody was supposed to win last year. I really do. I truly believe that. But I believe, despite what reports will tell you, because I'm sure Vince told people that, this was the plan and everything, and they went with it. I guarantee you Vince McMahon, last minute decision on WrestleMania Sunday 2023, said, no, Cody loses. I don't want to road Tony my title. Well, here's the proof that Vince is gone, because Cody finished the story. Where do they go from here with it? I don't know. But I guarantee you it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I mean, obviously they're planning to do Cody and Rock, maybe SummerSlam, and Cody overcomes that. But we'll see what happens. How long his reign will be, I don't know. I don't really know, but I guarantee if he gets a year-long reign, that's great. If he doesn't, that's even better, because I think the way they're going to portray Cody is, hey, as long as I got my moment, as long as I finished the story, got to do what my father couldn't do, got to hand the belt to my mom and all that, then that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I mean, you look at Daniel Bryan. Yeah, he had to relinquish because of injury, but he had his moment and everything. You look at Bret Hart. He had his moment, and yeah, he had a decent reign until Survivor Series. And if they're doing what I think they're going to do, I think what's going to happen is Cody, if he does lose the belt, which I don't think will happen this year, but if he does lose it this year, which I don't think will happen, it's going to be Survivor Series. Because outside of WrestleMania and outside of WrestleMania, Survivor Series has been known to be one of the more moment-making events that WWE has, in my opinion. But yeah, I thought WrestleMania 40 both nights overall was good. And again, obviously you could tell things are definitely different. They are different. Cody, he was embracing everybody. He embraced Bruce Pritchard. He embraced Triple H. He embraced Nick Khan. He embraced Nick Khan in the front row. He embraced everybody. Everybody was out there to celebrate with him. Brandy Rhodes for the first time. Get this. Everybody was waiting for this, and they finally got it. Brandy Rhodes showed up with Cody Rhodes tonight at the entranceway. So, yep, here we go. Brandy Rhodes is going to be making more appearances, I got a feeling. I'm not saying she will, but it was great to see it. Great to see it. What's funny is some people were online tweeting that Cody, when he's coming down, he had this like shit-eating grin on his face, like, oh yeah, he knows. He knows he's going to walk out with the title. But again, you never know. The way they played it up, you never know. Now, they do have a documentary coming out this Wednesday. They showed a trailer for it, but they didn't show too much because I guess they didn't want to give away the outcome of what the main event was going to be. But I'll look forward to that. I'm going to probably watch that trailer, see what happens. But yeah, this is great. This is just great to see. And congratulations to Cody for, actually accomplishing this. I guarantee you this right now. I'm not trying to be mean about this, but I guarantee you, he's not, I guarantee you, Tony Khan is just, he is in his own unique way. I'm not trying to be mean, but I have a feeling Tony Khan is blowing a gasket right now. He is blowing a major gasket. He's not going to show it, but he's blowing a gasket like, that could have been me. That could have been my moment. I could have made Cody champion. No. I guarantee you he's blowing a gasket. Especially seeing CM Punk come out there and raise his hand. Two guys that he depended on as the foundation, the face, of the faces, I should say, of AEW. To have CM Punk out there raising Cody's hand, you cannot tell me that's not sticking in his craw. You cannot. Because it is. It is sticking in his craw, I guarantee you. But yeah, great event. Can't say any more than that. I mean, I'm going to probably go back and rewatch it, or at least rewatch certain moments and everything, But yeah, everybody had a feeling that the main event was going to be a little bit of a cluster, if you will, and it was. But it was a good cluster. People thought Austin was going to show up, but instead, I guess they couldn't get Austin. So who they get instead? Undertaker. Great alternative in my opinion to the for Austin not being there. John Cena as well. I mean, again, you get that thrice, if you will, that thrice in a row. Obviously, John Cena, if he does come back more, he's going to play a role. And I'm not going to be surprised if we get another match between those two. I don't think it'll be one-on-one, but it might be a tag. Just keep an eye out for that. They wouldn't do that if there wasn't a reason. They wouldn't. But overall, but I do know this is going to happen. We're going to get another Cena solo match. We are. That's going to happen, most definitely. But overall, outside of that, highly enjoyed it. I do recommend you guys, like I said, if you haven't seen it yet because you're doing other things, go check it out. You'll enjoy it as well. Me, the way I enjoyed it, I had myself some, I had myself some KC Masterpiece hot stinging wings from Mountain Mike's Pizza that we got the other night, and I had some wild cherry Pepsi to go with it. So, I don't know if that's the best combination for some people, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. But anyway, though, guys, that's just my thoughts on WrestleMania 40 overall. I highly recommend you check it out. Great show, and definitely proof in my opinion that Vince is gone. He is gone. Because you wouldn't hear pro wrestling, Cody wouldn't have become champion again, because Vince would have been more like, well, Cody can't win tonight. And Triple H would be like, well, why not? Because Roman's going to beat Hogan's record. Yeah. Well, it wasn't the case. And I guarantee you, Vince, if he's watching that, and I'm pretty sure he was, I guarantee you, Vince is, like I said, Tony Khan's blowing a gasket with Cody becoming champion, and in that moment with him and CM Punk, the two he relied on to be the faces of his company, I'm sure it eats at him. I'm sure he's blowing a gasket, but I guarantee you the one that's probably blowing a gasket even more is Vince. Because he's probably watching this going like, because it's not what he wanted. And again, it's further proof, in my opinion, that he never wanted Cody to become champion. It's like, oh yeah, I'll let you have all this. I'll let you win the Rumble, but I don't want you to be champion. To me, Vince, I think last minute made that decision. I don't care what the dirt sheets say. He made that last decision. Change at WrestleMania last year. No doubt in my mind. But overall, enjoyed it. Again, check it out. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Congratulations, Cody, for finishing the story and becoming champion.